Welcome back to Yoga Pants and Plants, 30 Days of Compassionate Yoga. Today is Day 12, Purity. Yoga Pants and Plants, 30 Days of Compassionate Yoga is an invitation to journey toward being in the present moment, an opportunity to emulate the way nature lives in the moment. Be like a plant. Don't worry how you look. Notice how you sense and respond, like the way a tree reaches for the sun or a source of water. Nourish yourself with movement and stillness. Allow compassion to flourish for a little bit of time every day. Day 12, Purity. Begin on your back with your knees in an effortless rest position. You know how to do an arch and flatten. You can explore an arch and flatten at your own pace as I share insight about purity from a yoga philosophical perspective. The Niyama of purity invites us to purify our thoughts, our bodies, and our words in order to be less cluttered. The word purity might bring up negative emotions for you. If so, just notice. Emotions come from the middle part of our koshas. On one side of emotional awareness is breath. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to breathe out fully. On the other side of our emotions is wisdom, knowing that emotions are held in a spot for us to acknowledge them in order to find more and more wisdom. There is no need to grasp at wisdom. Allow it to float into existence as you move and breathe moment by moment. This is what purity is. It is not a forceful attempt to cleanse, but an intention to move and breathe and allow more purity to arise in the form of wisdom and love. Moving along to a new exploration, bringing your knees up towards your waist, place one hand on each knee, and move your legs like they are on a bicycle. A few times forward and backward. Now go slower and adjust the part of the leg from the knee to the ankle at an angle toward the center. You can pop up and watch if that helps. You can see how I'm doing it. This is called egg beaters, going slow in one direction a few times and then switching to the other direction. Notice if you feel any catches or clunkiness, and if so, go slower. Bring the legs to stillness and then place them back in an effortless rest position. Do a leg press to provide stabilization and then roll over to stand up. Before we move into the next experiment, watch what happens when I bring my knee up. If I flex it too much, my back flattens. Give it a try for yourself. Lift one leg by bending the knee and see if you go past a certain point, the back flattens. You can feel it with your hands. This awareness will help you when you lay down and place your knees up on the wall. If you get too close to the wall, the legs are at such an angle that your back can go flat. And that's a sign that the pelvis is not in a natural position or a neutral position. Placing a strap on the floor under where your lumbar spine will be is a way to know what's happening. So let's move together into a position called legs up the wall. Use your strap around the lower back, the lumbar spine, and lay down near a wall or a chair. Just allow the strap to lay in the part where there is the natural arch. Lift your feet toward the wall and then adjust the distance from the wall based on what is happening in your back. Work toward being just the right distance from the wall so the back keeps its natural curve. If I move too far away from the wall, the legs will lock. We want to keep the knees slightly bent. If that does happen, you're welcome to try a chair instead of the wall. Once you find the right leg position, then bring your awareness to the leg bone. Think about the ball and socket joint at the hip. And think about how it moves. And roll the leg out, paying careful attention to moving from that joint and just allowing the knees and the feet to follow. You will want to notice if you are rotating out too far, there will be a strain in the knees. Rotate out just the right amount and then slowly rotate back to neutral. Repeat this 3 more times slowly. Then internally rotate. The internal rotation will be less of a rotation. Do that 3 more times. See if your mind can remain in a curious position as you explore the joint. Now holding that leg still and moving to the other leg. Externally rotate and return to neutral. And then try that 3 more times, an external rotation, returning to neutral each time. Then internally rotate 3 times, remembering to keep the mind curious. Do a gentle foot press into the wall or into the chair and invite 3 diaphragmatic breaths with your hands on your belly. What did you notice in this experiment? Did one leg move easier than the other? Did one direction feel easier than the other? Internal or external? Then start on the leg you began with. And this time, slide the foot down the wall toward your waist. You do that by turning the foot on the outside and gently slide it down the wall and then back up. Once you are back up, you can turn the foot back to neutral. So try that complete slide, return, and back to neutral 3 more times. Remember to be curious and to notice any clicks or clunks within the movement and respond by moving more and more smoothly and slowly. Move your attention to the other foot. Turn the foot on the outside edge and gently slide down the wall and then back up. Once you're back up, turn the foot to neutral. Do this exploration 3 more times, remembering to be curious and notice any clicks or clunks, and then respond by moving more slowly. Staying focused on this leg, try an internal rotation, rotating the foot so the internal part of the foot is flat against the wall. There'll be less range on the slide. Move the foot down, keeping the pelvis neutral, and back up. And then moving the foot back out to neutral. And then doing that again. Trying that 3 more times. Now you can go back to the original leg and try this internal turn, sliding and returning. Try it a total of 4 times. What did you notice with this experiment? Did one leg move easier than the other? Did one direction feel easier than the other? Internal or external? Finish the whole legs up the wall experiment by doing a press into the wall or into the chair to stabilize. Feel the rebounding energy up the legs, into the hips, and into the spine. Roll over and come up to sitting, and then move to a standing position. Find yourself in mountain by dangling your feet down from the hip sockets. Allow the feet to fall natural. Complete an arch and flatten in order to find a steady, stable pelvis. Using a chair at your hip for stability, bring attention to the leg that is away from the chair. Move the toe of that leg to the ground. This is similar to the external rotation. You can begin to rotate the leg externally without moving your pelvis. And then sliding the foot up toward the waist, just to the place that the body feels stable. And if it doesn't feel comfortable to slide the foot up, you can just leave it in a kickstand position with the toes touching the floor, but the leg rotated externally. While you're doing that, notice the opposite leg that's providing stability. Now return to mountain and try again. This is called the tree pose. And you can add arms to the experiment, first with your hands at the heart, and then moving the hands out to the side, and if you're comfortable, up over the head. Return to mountain and take a few breaths. Turn the body around so the chair is at your other hip. Bring your attention to the leg that is away from the chair. Move the toe of that leg to the ground. And then externally rotate without moving your pelvis. Slowly slide the foot up as far as feels stable. And once again, if that does not feel comfortable, the foot can stay on the ground in a kickstand with the leg opening in an external rotation. Notice how the opposite leg is providing stability. It's lifting up, pulling the body and the spine upward. Now return to mountain. And then go into that position again, this time adding arms, first with the hand at the heart, moving out to the side and then up, and then return to mountain and take a few breaths. From the mountain position, complete a forward fold. Begin with folding forward so the body is parallel to the ground, and then releasing the body and bending the knees as much as needed to move into a ragdoll position. Your chest can rest on the knees. Take 3 to 5 breaths and return to standing. Then drop your knees and move into a tabletop position, making your way to your back for relaxation on the floor. Invite the body to find comfort with blanket or pillows. Let everything go. Take a moment to find a place in your mind that is joyful, relaxed, and free from all worry. Then breathe normally. Soften the muscles, starting with your head down. Feel your forehead relax, your face, your eyelids. Allow the neck to relax, the muscles in the shoulders, muscles in the arms, and down to the tips of the fingers. Relax the muscles of the back, the chest, and the legs all the way down to the tip of the toes. Let every part of the body relax. Notice and release any part of the body that is contracted or tense. Continue to relax until you feel that every part of the body, every cell, is completely relaxed. Now, in this state of complete relaxation, you can feel spaciousness and lightness. Observe the part of the heart that is joyful, cheerful, clear, pure, and bright. Now enjoy this clear, pure, and bright mind more and more. Soon you'll hear my voice to close out the practice. Gently wiggle the fingers and toes. Stretch the body out long. Pull the legs in toward the body for a hug. Roll to one side and come to a seated position. Find purity that invites clear thoughts, bright body, and pure words in order to be less cluttered. Namaste. Now, as you rise from your mat, don't forget to eat more plants. You will feel and move better. Follow us for tips at flowingyan.com.